Hi, welcome back to System Foundations. We're going to perform a lab today which will use CYB Web 02. So this is the new web server that I've uploaded. You should have seen the link come across so that you can go over to the vault, download that thing, and import it. And this is going to be our second web server. So we have our first web server and our second web server. Please be aware the first 3 videos should be referencing the second web server and not the first web server. My bad. So on all of those, just change the IP address. Instead of 51, make it 52. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. You'll need DNS01, so be sure you have SIBE DNS01 up and running because we will be referencing that system. And then go ahead and start. So I'll pop this over here so we can see it and go ahead and start Web 02. So start Web 02 there. I'm starting those in regular mode where everything's visible. But of course, you can start those in headless mode if you want to. Takes just a second for it to get started here. Super. Now that I've got that up and running, I'm actually going to use a terminal to access all of this. So I won't be going through and typing in the commands inside the virtual machine because it's a pain in the neck. So I'll be using terminal and I'll SSH into this machine. So let's look at that. Okay, here's a terminal. So go ahead and type SSH. This is student at, we've got the 192.168.56.52. This time it's Web 02. Go ahead and log in that way. Now I've already shared my key, so I don't need to type a password, but the password is password if you want to log into it. So let's go ahead and sudo-s. We'll be doing administrative details on this box. So this is only going to be used for administration right now. So let's go ahead and sudo-s. I'm going to walk through all of these steps here. And so I'm going to show you the entire process. You may have seen all this before in the other videos where we install Apache, etc. I'm going to do the whole thing from start to finish right now so you can see this thing getting up to speed. So first of all, we're going to apt-get install Apache 2, Apache 2, doc, Apache 2, utils. Alrighty. Now we have Apache 2 installed. We can do a LL for www HTML, and you should see that you have that directory there now. All right, next we're going to go ahead and do an apt-get install, and we're going to get a mysql-server. So mysql-server, mysql, come on, there we go, mysql-common, and let's see what else we got. We got mysql-utilities somewhere. mysql-utilities. We'll install those. Yes. New password. We're going to say no password there. So we are not setting a password for root. Now, some people might be thinking that's just not secure, which it's not if you're on the system. If you have physical access to the system, it's not secure. Root access is not allowed remotely, so you don't have to worry about not setting a password for any remote connections. Remote connections are not permitted in this MySQL server, so you can't remotely connect into it unless there's something weird set in this one. All right, let's test it. So type MySQL, be sure it comes up. Fantastic. We type show databases just to be sure they're all there. All right, super. Let's get PHP now. So we're going to do an apt-get install PHP, and we're going to look at all the options we have there. Okay, I'm just going to try PHP. I think we're probably going to type PHP 5, but we'll type PHP. Yeah. So let's go ahead and type PHP 5. Yes. Now there are a couple of other utilities we might want to get with that PHP system, that server there. So let me go ahead and grab a couple of those. So let's apt-get install, and we'll get some of those. See which ones will install and see which ones will not. They'll probably all need PHP 5 on them, so we'll find out. Yeah, it's going to say, no, I don't know what BC Math is and Basic Calculator or anything else. So let's try the 5, and we'll see if the 5 will help out. Try that. It still says it's missing 4 of those. So let's back up. and get the very basics. 5 mysql php 5. We'll see if we can get the zip in there. bzip. Nope. Compress. Nope. Common's fine. There you go. And php 5 gd. Good. And let's see if we get php 5 bc math. And no, we can't. All right. So let's get those. I'll throw these in the details of this message, so in the description. All right, the last thing we want to get is our Apache libapache2 mod php is what it's called. So if we type apt-get install lib apache2 mod, and then usually it's -php. So let's see. All right, -php 5. Oh, great. We already got that. Super. It's its newest version. So if you didn't already have that, then there it is. You can type it in. Now you can see if there are any libapache2 MySQLs there, but they're not. Excellent. So let's go ahead and test some things out. Let's restart Apache 2. All right, good. Now this message right here saying it can't find its name, we can fix that. So we can go over in VI hosts. In host right over here, we can type this as CYB web02 CYB web02.lan lab, right? Lab.lan. Yeah, that's it. Lab.lan. And we can try to restart and see if that fixed that up. If not, we'll actually have to set the fully qualified domain name. Etsy, init, Etsy. See if it has domain name. Nope. Host name is it. That's too bad. It's okay because that's not going to hurt us. We'll have to do the server name directive inside of Apache. Not a biggie. All right, now we have TaskFreak. Now TaskFreak is over in our root directory. So let's pop over to var www.html. This is the document root. We're going to remove the index.html, so delete that. Now we're going to tar xvzf /root and TaskFreak. When we do that, you notice it creates this TaskFreak option right here. So we've got that in there. So now we're going to cd into TaskFreak. Once we're in TaskFreak, we're going to look at the README. So over here, we've got the install option. So let's go ahead and cd over to install. Look at install, and you'll see that install.mysql.txt. So let's cat this thing and look at it. So what we got to do? Permissions, got to set permissions. Yeah, we copied our files. We did that. We got that. We unzipped everything. Yeah. All right, so we got to do this. Path the web root. C path the web root. There we go. Okay, what they're going to want to do here is a little sloppy. They want us to change all to read write in TaskFreak and then give access to the directory in the next command. So let's make that into one command there. Let's grab that chmod. This. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to pop up two directories. I'll go ahead and chmod TaskFreak like they want to. And then I'll go ahead and set the permissions the way they want to. All right. So now we've done that. Let's go back and look at what else we have to do here. All right. It wants us to create a database. We're not going to do it that way. And it wants us to import the SQL database. So let's go ahead and do that. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to type mysql create database TaskFreak semicolon at the end, and then quit semicolon at the end. And then we're going to import everything. So let's go back over where we were. I can type cd space dash hyphen or cd space hyphen, enter. It'll take us back to the install directory. It takes it back to the last directory you're in, if you remember that. Okay, so we've got the TaskFreak init SQL. So now we're going to type mysql. Now you could type the user -u for user root. We don't need that because we are root. So now we're going to type TaskFreak. This is the database that we want to put it in. So mysql is the command. TaskFreak is the database we just created. This is inputting something into it, and we're going to input that SQL statement right there into it. All right, what does it say? Okay, that may need a type, that might need an engine. I will have to check that out. Let's look at this. Let's say it's TaskFreak. And type might actually need to be engine. Let's see. Okay, there. Making that change seemed to work okay. So we made the change to engine from the my ISAM, and that worked out just fine. So let's see if it works. So let's restart everything. We're going to restart Apache, and we're going to restart MySQL. And I tell it to restart. All right. Okay, we've restarted those. Now we're going to go ahead and open up a browser here and see if we can get into this. So let's see, switch over to right here. And we're going to pop in the 192.168.5652. Press enter. We have TaskFreak. We go into that. Nothing's there. Fine. Let's go to the install folder. And we don't have permission, so we might need to grant permission on that. Excellent. But this is looking really good right here. This is looking great. So we're making progress. That is all that we really need to do at this point. Let's go ahead and make sure that everything else is fine. Config PHP, we're using root, so we don't have a problem with that. And the TaskFreak is there. It is running, and we should be good to go. See if the calendar is working. Looks like we're missing the calendar option in PHP. Missing some date options there. Let's say test and loading. I don't know. We'll say whatever priority. Yeah, there we go. So TaskFreak is working. We have some obvious issues there with some features, but we actually have a working application. So we've installed that thing. It did take about 15 minutes, 12 minutes, 10 minutes to install it. If you were flipping right through it, it'd probably take you about 8 minutes to get it done. But that is it. Hope this works out for everybody. You'll send a screenshot of this screen right here. So send this screenshot up. That will give you credit for the lab. Look forward to talking to you later. Hope that you're having a great week.